Hey, I'm trying to do something different. I'm trying to understand, like, what the human mind, especially right now, where it's like a person like Nate Boone, Clarence Heatley, you know what I'm saying, preacher. Like, I'm trying to understand, like, what made these guys tick? What made them time bomb? Like, so I'm going to call a segment Inside the Mind of a Killer. Like, how did these individuals, like, you listen to people talk about Clarence Heatley, how he used to, kill people, rob, steal. And not only that, he used to take it to another level. Some of these guys, he used to sexually abuse them before he killed them. So how in the hell right now, you're a killer, you're a booty bandit and all that. And then you got Nate Boone Craft. Like right now, like laugh about, murdering people. So even with that being said, you just try to, like, how did they get that way? Were they born, like, with something off, or mental illness, like, or this psychopath? I don't know. I want you to listen to, like, Nate Boone Craft in his own word. And I want you to listen to how AZ speak about, or how Vlad speak about Clarence Heatley, you know what I'm saying? Like, preacher. And tell me, your thought process.
Rich's uncle, as well as Preacher. Now, Preacher's crew were really infamous for robbing drug dealers during that time. The guy named Clarence Preacher Heatley. His nickname was the Black Hand of Death.
Okay.
He pled out to 13 murders. And the one thing that they're known for is that not only would they kill people, but they would actually torture them and chop their bodies up.
Yes, sir.
There's even a rumor that he kidnapped Bobby Brown, although we're not sure if that's true or not.
Yeah, I heard about that, but I don't know if it's true or not.
Okay. Did you know who Preacher was?
I knew Preacher. When I was young, like when I was, my sister, like I told you, my sister was messing with dudes that was in the streets. And it was a cat named Cornell that was her boyfriend, my other sister, not the one that was messing with Kevin. And he was cool with Preacher. And I met him through him back then. This when, he called me Junior. I wasn't even in the game. I met him through him then. But the dude Cornell wound up going to jail, and, I didn't, hang with Preacher, but I met him when I was a kid back then. So I knew who he was. You feel me? But I didn't know him like to be with, all these things that people saying, but I heard about it, and, you know what I mean? And it was real, what they were saying about him. But to my knowledge, from what I hear, the uncle set that situation up. Preacher didn't have a clue.
That you killed, did you cut all their fingers off? Did you always do that?
No. Only those that we didn't want them to be found. With them, we basically just threw them through the tree shredder. That's the way. Let people try to figure out what happened to him. I mean, he done ran off. Don't nobody where he at. Nobody can't find him. That's a dang shame, ain't it? People like, you know something, don't you? I don't know anything. I'm just saying the same thing you saying. That's a dang shame. The boy ran off. Nobody know where he went. He said, no, he just disappeared. Sometimes I give him a hint by saying, you want some bacon? Because most likely y'all done ate him if you eating pork.
Okay, y'all just listen to it yourself. And even right now, a lot of times people might say, like, damn, right now, how the hell are you able to speak about something like that? You was a sick individual yourself. You got bodies. You're right. Let he or she without sin cast the first stone. You're right. I'm not here to judge. I'm just trying to understand. So even with me, like, I had to get help, psychological help. I had to get, medication. I had to, come clean. And right now, when you understand that you got a problem, then you can get that problem addressed. But even when you listen to a person like Nate Boone speaking about right now being a hitman and taking pride of some of the things that he did, even to me, like I tell you, he was a hitman for what? YBI, and those guys like, In Detroit, they wanted him to kill white boy Rick. And like I say, he didn't have no problem with it. As long as the money was there. As long as the money was there, he didn't have no problem with it. And basically, what he's saying right now is, to me, he didn't have a conscience. He said, if you're going to kill somebody and you're going to be worrying about it, be nervous about it or whatever, what the hell you doing? You are in the wrong occupation. Deep. But once again, like I say, this is an individual that been out there quite some time. And to me, who is the most dangerous? Who's the most devious? Was he more devious than Preacher, or was Preacher more devious than him? Right now, I like to see them, on a one-on-one. Like, hey, look, they probably around the same size. From my understanding, Preacher might be a little taller. But once again, hey, put him in a cage match. See what happened. And then, like, you got the guy, Clarence Heatley. And everybody right now is like the Black Hand of Death. Was scared to death of this dude. The dude was the boogeyman of New York City. And the things that he was doing. And to me right now, as I look at it and as I analyze it, it's like he took advantage of a bunch of young street guys that was out there. He was older, he was wiser, he was more, cunning, devious. So it's like, to me, and I describe it as, he was like in the army. And the people that he was going against, they was like in a Cub Scout, Boy Scout. So he had the upper hand. And then the stuff that he did, whereas he didn't have no problem with the slaughter, with the sexual abuse. You're going to kill him. So you used to take fully advantage of them. Sex, like, help me out, getting them to suck your wee-wee or poking them in the butt or whatever. So to me, you bringing that jailhouse nonsense to the street. But once again, all right, so that means your crew have to have that same sick mentality as you had, because once again, how can the hell they be around you? To me, right now is, don't they think when it's their turn that you're going to do the same thing to them? So once again, like I say, folks, listen, man, like, back then, we had some sick individual. And even with this Nate Boone and Clarence Heatley, Preacher, whatever, these guys was professional psychopath. And hopefully right now is, guess what? They both are getting the help that they need. Because once again, without coming clean, without taking medication, without like sitting and talking and try to understand who and what you are, you will always remain the same. Hey, hit the like button, subscribe, share, support. I am the real Bryant, Glaze, Gibbs. If I can change, anybody could change. Could change come from within. Peace, love, and prosperity. One love.